Hello everyone and welcome to a very soggy Sochi Autodrome here at the... We are ready for the CGP2 qualifying session. It is a very soggy track at the moment where we are ready for CGP2 qualifying in what should be a very interesting qualifying session here in CGP2. But it's just a question of what we are to expect for this qualifying session. Last time out saw a winner we really did not expect in the form of Dan Schilling. I mean, he has been up being quick in the past, Dan Schilling has, but we really didn't expect... I mean, he even missed the final race last year, but he came back and he won the opening round last night in Bahrain. And it was quite an interesting race that we saw that day. Where Schilling had a good pit stop and then did a good strategy and gradually was closing on Jessie Jane McPartland. Eventually he did manage to catch her and pass her. Just a reminder, if you weren't with us for the season opener in Bahrain for Coombs Academy. But now it's a whole different skill. The wet qualifying. I mean, we're expecting no rain on Saturday, which is when the race is going to take place. Which is when we're going to see the race take place. We're almost ready for the qualifying session to get underway. As far as driver changes are concerned, it is all as they were in Bahrain. There's no replacements. They're all in their respective cars. Which is very interesting to see. We just have to restart the game a little bit just because we do need to make sure everything's fine here for the qualifying session. Here in Sochi. It's a very beautiful setting, Sochi is, for the CLC race. It is actually kind of a lot like a theme park. The Sochi Autodrome is. It is a lot like a theme park. It does really just have that sort of vibe to it, which just makes it just such a good place that we visited last year, and this makes it such a good place to visit, and why we are glad that we got this venue on the calendar last year. It's a good circuit as well. We saw a thriller in the CRC race. I seem to remember what happened in the CGP. Obviously, this was in October. It was a completely different time of year. Last year, Sochi was. But the thing about, I seem to remember that last year's race did see, and well, you can hear cars going around there just trying to water the track down a little bit just to make sure. But the reason why, because last year we saw a fairly interesting race, which saw Phoebe O'Connor take a win. It was a massive turning point in the championship, really, where it starts to really head O'Connor's way. But Rosie O'Driscoll had a gearbox failure on the last lap, and then somehow was able to do some fantastic defending. Obviously stuck in third gear, so it's obviously not going to be easy. But obviously that's a very hard task, as I believe we are going to head into the qualifying session now. And I need to skip to the scene. As you can see, it is really raining and the track is very wet. And the green light is on here in qualifying. And it is one of the racing factories who's first out on track. Here. In Sochi is the racing factory, I think, of Matt Sharman, who opened the session. No, it was Jesse J. McParland who opened the session, just trying to get the best of the conditions, I guess. Jesse J. McParland, you can see how much he is struggling. Of course, in the conditions, and the track is very cold as well. It's really not ideal track conditions for these drivers. But I think the track is going to get better as once some cars have gone round it. We might see a dry line emerging. Obviously it would try to go. But when the cars have got yellow out, as someone already had some aquaplaning issues. Well, there's been an issue on pit exit. That's where the issue's been. And it's a stop perfection in the pits. Billy Pryor, I think that is, who stopped on the exit of the pits. So already a little bit of drama. As you can see this drying line already. Nowhere near flat through there. You can just see how they're all just struggling to get the power down. In these conditions, but there's a dry line emerging as Jesse J. McFarlane comes. We are going to probably see some fairly slow lap times here today. As Jessie heads into the penultimate corner. Into the final corner. And she does a 56.6. 56.5 for Tom Saville as the track is ever improving. It's not actually that like as wet as it always all seems. Sam Morecambe's now gone to the top. I mean, it's over 20 seconds off CRC at the moment. And probably at least 10 seconds off usual CGP2 pace. Sam Morecambe is on top. Here's Grace Wilkinson. Joe Bunting goes to the top now. They are all finding time out there. Here is Grace Wilkinson. Rounding the final corner. And she goes to the top at a 56.0. Wow, that's a good time. Dan Schilling goes up into third. Dan Dolan goes up into third. Owen Cutler's in 10th at the moment. They are all starting finding time on their laps. Here's Marco Efos, the guy who struggled in qualifying last time out. Maybe is the wet conditions going to favour him a little bit, but the dry line is emerging. Let's see where Marco Efos is going to end up in all of this. He goes second. On a 56.1, does Marco. Marnie O'Chieri goes up into third. So it's Jessie J. McFarlane, because she's quite a way down from where you'd expect her to be. Just trying to find some time. Everyone is really struggling for grip out there. James Bunting's gone up into second. Lewington goes third. So, they're all ever improving. Grace Wilkinson has improved her time at the top. Let's see what Jessie Jane McFarlane can do. The last round's pole sitter. She's improving. James Chandler is on a good lap as well, from what I've seen on the live timing. But let's see what Jessie J. McCarlan can do. So, into the final corner. She goes up to 10th, so she does improve. Cora Morrow goes up into 10th. So, ever improving track this is. Reese Jeffries has just gone out there. The driver I think we need to look at is James Chandler, who's really on the move right now. On his current lap. Huey Daly goes up into second. Wow. No improvement for Chandler, but a lot of cars improving. Huey Daly into second place right now. What's Reese Jeffries going to be able to do? Now, here's Yasufu. What can he do in his D-Tech? He only goes 23rd. I think it's getting wetter out there. I think it's starting to get wetter. Let's see what Reese Jeffries can do in his Casey Jr. racing car. Up towards the first corner, past the flags of nations. Into turn 3. Hold your breath stuff. Turn 3 is. Let's see what his first sector's like. Mario Chielli has improved. .43.0 Reese Jeffries has done, but the likes of Wilkinson have done a 42.8. I think it's got wetter. The thing is, you can just keep pounding and pounding and pounding round on these tires. The tyres have been set up for this in the wet. Jack Miller has gone 19. Lewington's improved up to 3rd, but Huey Daly at the moment the big surprise. But Grace Wilkinson is the driver that looks to be in good shape. And into the penultimate corner goes Reese. Into the final corner. So he crossed the line, only goes 20th. Only Connie Campbell yet set time. Yasufu has improved in the first sector. Maybe it takes a little while for the tyres to get up to temperature. Or are the conditions starting to get a little bit worse? There are a few more improvements. Tom Savile's into the pit for some reason. Don't know why that is. He got stuck in gear. There's this between Bunting and Chandler. But yes, Sufu has lost time. And also, just to remind you, James Lewis is participating in qualifying, but he does have a back of grid penalty. He's participating primarily to get some experience in the wet. But the saying, rain can put the cat amongst the pigeons, it really has done that, because there are a lot of drivers down there you'd expect to be quick. Connie Campbell, I don't think, has been out there yet. So we've not seen what Connie Campbell is capable of, having driven in CRT practice earlier. We are still seeing some improvements. How quickly is the track going to dry though? It is still raining. Yes, Sufu is improving once again. But it's that second sector where everyone's starting to lose time now. I think that's got wet in the second sector. It seems there where everyone's losing time. And the final sector where they're losing out as well. The first sector they're all improving. I think the track has got wetter. But they're all pounding around, so we might see some improvements yet. In the first sector we're seeing improvement. The second and third sector where everyone's just unable to improve. Connie Campbell goes out, but has she missed the best in the conditions? Bunting's into the pits for some reason. He had a gearbox failure. So what is Connie Campbell going to do? Side by side between, I think that was Chandler, I think that is, and Lewington, or one of these tarmacs. It's the 23, so that it's Chandler. We've got ahead of Yasufu. Those two are, and Beaumont as well. Missile, Oates, Metcalf, Jeffries. They should all be higher. I think they all left their running way too late. Get him out there. Oh, Yasufu stopped. Now that's the end of his session. He's been so unlucky so far this year, hasn't Iran? And now he's got no chance of improving from his 26. Campbell thinks that is really nice for him. Going round and feel like he's a piss, so thankfully we'll take that. Puts her only 25th. I think the track has got wetter. Got 9 minutes left, but I don't see how we're going to see many improvements. Campbell's improving in the second section though. Improve in the final sector. Well, Captain Missile's found time in the first sector, everyone's finding timing. In the second and third, it's just not happening for them. I mean, Cutler into the pit. He's had an issue somewhere. He had to stop the car. So, 7 minutes left, then let's see if we are going to see any track drying. We want to see improvement. But Huey Daly, and so that could be very interesting to see where he's going to end up in the race. Great job from the Perfection. Yellow out. Oh, that is Grace Wilkinson, but so if the track improves, could she possibly be a threat? Her car's cut out on her. There's not really much going on for the remainder of the session. Everyone just seeing if the conditions are going to improve. It might still happen. No, I don't think it is going to happen because it, by the looks of things, like the race has just accelerated rapidly. So 4 minutes to go, they're just waiting to see if we are going to see any improvements, but it doesn't seem like that is going to happen. It does look like we are going to see Grace Wilkinson take pole position. Okieli will start in third, after Lewington's penalty will drop him to the back of the grid. Something just happened. Oh, that was Huey Daly and Joshua Suter. Something else has happened. Daly, I think, stopped. James Lewington. So a minute and a half to go and then the session will come to an end. Obviously we do have CGP3 coming up. Hopefully see more of an exciting session in CGP3. There's Callum Weir and Jack Miller going into combat. So 12 seconds left and then the timer is going to end. Checkered flag is out. It's Grace Wilkinson who has taken pole. It's Grace Wilkinson who has taken the second pole of the season. With Huey Daly, the big surprise. Whilst Marnie O'Kelly will start third. So many drivers you'd expect to be up there, falling short. We could be in for an interesting race. Here tomorrow. That is it for qualifying, and obviously we have CGP3 coming up. Ever so shortly. So that is it for qualifying, and we'll see you obviously for CGP3 is coming up. But in what really was a fairly interesting session here today. But James Lewington obviously has a backup grid, so he won't take his starting slot that he qualified in. But it's going to be interesting to see how this race plays out with a lot of drivers out of position on the grid. So that could create a very interesting race come Saturday. But thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you later for CGP3. Goodbye.